It looks like the movie might have some air left in its lungs after all. The Little Mermaid, Halle Bailey Jacob Tremblay image by Anna Maria Ward. As it nears the end of its theatrical run, Disney's The Little Mermaid is indicating that it might have the energy for one last lap. The movie has struggled commercially after debuting a little over 3 weeks ago, but after braving some choppy waters initially, it appears to have steadied itself. This weekend, The Little Mermaid swam past 3 new milestones at the box office. The $250 million mark domestically, the $200 million mark in international territories, and the $450 million mark. Not too long ago, these numbers might have sounded far-fetched. But as things stand, The Little Mermaid now has a strong chance of finishing with $500 million worldwide before running out of breath. Currently, the movie has made $253 million at the domestic box office and $212 million from overseas territories, for a global haul of $465 million. As you can probably tell from these numbers, The Little Mermaid's revenue has been unusually skewed. Films of this size, big-budget, effects-driven spectacles, tend to generate more money from overseas markets, but it seems like the brand isn't as beloved internationally as it is at home. The Little Mermaid debuted with $117 million in its extended domestic opening weekend and generated $168 million worldwide globally in its debut. These are hardly splashy numbers, especially considering the film's massive $250 million reported production budget, which, as usual, doesn't include the marketing spends. As a rule of thumb, movies this size need to make twice their budgets theatrically to break even, and the fact that Disney was willing to spend so heavily on The Little Mermaid shows that the studio had high hopes from the movie. And why wouldn't it? Disney's last major theatrical live-action remake, Aladdin, managed to make more than $1 billion worldwide, and it cost less than $200 million. Aladdin actually opened with an almost identical number stateside, before legging it to $350 million domestically and $1.1 billion worldwide. While there's still a chance that The Little Mermaid is able to pass $300 million domestically, it's clear that not having movie stars of Will Smith's stature is hurting it in markets where things like this matter. The only other live-action Disney remake that The Little Mermaid still has a realistic chance of passing is Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, which concluded its global run with $494 million. Halle Bailey and Jonah Hauer-King in The Little Mermaid image via Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. The Little Mermaid isn't top-tier Disney, but finishing among the top tier of these movies is out of the question. In the last decade and a half, 4 Disney remakes have managed to generate more than $1 billion globally. There's Aladdin, of course, and also The Lion King, $1.66 billion, Beauty and the Beast, $1.2 billion, and Alice in Wonderland, $1 billion. As far as 2023 is concerned, however, The Little Mermaid is now the 6th biggest Hollywood release, behind Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse, Fast X, Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 3 and the Super Mario Bros. Movie. The Little Mermaid stars newcomer Halle Bailey in the titular role, alongside Melissa McCarthy as Ursula, and Jonah Hauer-King, Noah Dumezwini, Davy Diggs, Javier Bardem, Awkwafina, Jacob Tremblay, and Art Malik. You can watch our interview with the film's director Rob Marshall here.